Do you find that some of your clothing can cause you excess irritation alongside your chronic eczema and topical steroid withdrawal? If so, then keep watching, because in today's video I'm going to be talking about clothing and how clothing can really play a really essential part when it comes to feeling comfortable and resisting and avoiding that itching. Now, over the years, you've probably, like myself, have accumulated all sorts of outfits ranging in all sorts of different types of fabrics. But I have to say, alongside my chronic skin condition, I really had to rethink my routine and my wardrobe as well. And in this video today, we're going to talk a little bit about all the different types of fabrics that can cause irritation, what we need to avoid, and what type of products we should be going for instead. Now, for those of us going through our TSW, we really want to be as comfortable as possible. And I do find also when I'm in my loungewear or workout wear that I'm really at my most comfiest. And I have to say, in terms of working out and exercise, this is something that I've just recently been getting back into. And I have to say, sweat alongside what fabrics I'm wearing, I really have to choose very, very carefully what garments I'm actually putting on my body so that it doesn't cause me any excess irritation. Guys, please let me know in the comments below if you struggle with finding the right clothing, the right fabrics that you feel comfortable in, and the material that really suits your skin best so that you don't feel irritated. Because I'd love to hear your feedback, as always. For those of you guys who are new, my name is Layla, and on this channel we discuss everything related to eczema, atopic dermatitis, psoriasis, TSW, topical steroid withdrawal, and any other skin inflammatory condition. This is the channel to be watching. But before we get started, you guys, please give me a thumbs up for this video if you do get some value out of it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my next up and coming videos, and you get to join my community and really delve down into the wealth of content that I've got on my channel, all related to those of you with skin irritations and skin conditions. So there can be a bunch of different and really harmful chemicals in a lot of fabrics that you really need to look out for, and these harmful solvents and formaldehydes can really play on your sensitive skin, causing a lot more irritation than necessary. And this is known as toxic clothing. So what fabrics do we need to be avoiding, and what fabrics should we be wearing so that we're no longer irritated? So first off, wool. I think many of us can agree that wool can really cause a lot of irritation, even for those with the most normal skin types. I tend to wear wool socks, or I used to actually wear wool socks for skiing and snowboarding, and it really broke me out into so much irritation. If I sweat or get hot or my temperature does change, when I'm in wool, I really tend to have quite a bad reaction, even in places where I've never had eczema or TSW, so it is a little bit unfortunate. If you do want to wear wool, I would really highly suggest that you put something else in between your skin and the wool item. I have this beautiful, lovely camel wool cardigan, which I absolutely adore, but the fact is, I really can't have any of the lining touch my neck area, otherwise it would just trigger me. So what I tend to do is I put like a silk scarf around my neck so that if I want to wear that cardigan, then I've got a layer between myself and the wool fabric. The modern era has really allowed so many synthetic products to come to market, so fabrics that are made out of acrylic or polyester or nylon. Unfortunately, none of those fabrics can breathe, so you've got no breathing ability between your skin and the outside air, so it can actually trap in a lot of heat, causing excess sweating to the skin, which is probably why on a lot of synthetic tops and even trousers, if you do sweat, you literally cannot remove that sweat from the items. It's almost like a permanent stain, and this really comes from the formaldehydes that are also put into the fabric. So again, these are real toxic products and toxic clothing, so that your skin is not trapped, causing any unwanted irritation. Also, on a side note, synthetic fabrics really do retain odor, so if you do sweat in a synthetic top or something, then remember that it's going to be really hard to get that odor out even when you've washed it several times. This can actually cause some bacterial growth in the garment itself. I wanted to talk a little bit about vintage clothing. For those of you who really enjoy going thrifting and so forth, do make sure that your vintage clothing and your secondhand wear has been washed properly, just so that you know that things like coats and old furs and that sort of thing, even if they're just synthetic furs, that they've actually been cleaned so they're not trapping in that dust, they're not trapping in excess mold or what have you, so that you know that it's as clean as possible when you're wearing it. Lastly, bamboo clothing, which I was also very surprised to hear, because I really understood that bamboo clothing was a very natural organic fiber and very sensitive for skin types. But in actual fact, bamboo itself is a very rough material, and it does have to go through quite an arduous process to become that buttery, soft type of cotton that we see on the market. But unfortunately, the bamboo itself has to go through quite a rigorous process of toxifying and chemicals in order for it to come out this very nice soft fabric. The process of making bamboo clothing can actually release a lot of harmful gases, such as sulfur dioxide, such as sodium hydroxide, such as sulfuric acid and carbon disulfide. So in short, there are a lot of reproductive hazards with bamboo clothing. So what are the best skin-friendly fabrics that we could be wearing? Well, first off, we've got to look at things like organic cotton. It's one of my absolute favorites. Organic cotton is breathable, it's been made sustainably, it doesn't have any toxic chemicals or nasties, and I have to say it is probably one of the most easiest fabrics to wear. I have actually been just recently given by Cotton Comfort the most beautiful pair of 3/4 length leggings and a bra top with some gloves, which I'm going to just show you in a little bit. But I have to say, like, this fabric is really, really luxurious. It feels actually more luxurious than, say, a silk fabric or even sort of a hemp material or anything like that. They're super fine, but they're super durable, and I'm really happy with the quality. I'm definitely going to be using my 3/4 length leggings for my sort of spring to summer workout wear. They're really brilliant, they're really easy to sweat in, and they just don't cause me any irritation. Often when I'm working out, I get quite sweaty in my groin area, I won't lie, and I find that these 3/4 length leggings really do the job at just allowing that sweat to almost pass through, and allowing that fabric to be breathable just makes all the difference to my skin. Next up, we've got Merino Wool, and Merino Wool, very similar to normal wool, although it's just made out of much finer fibers, so therefore it's a lot more breathable, it's not so irritable, and it's just a more gentler wool to go for. Next up, we've got Cashmere. Who doesn't love Cashmere? Cashmere is a firm favorite of mine for the winter, but I still like to layer it up. I really don't like to have Cashmere directly on my skin, although my neck area can tolerate Cashmere nowadays, but when I was in the crux of my TSW, it did cause quite a little bit of irritation. But you can find that a lot of Cashmere products are mixed with wool, and you've just got to watch out that the wool is not causing the irritation in that particular sweater or whatever the garment might be. So just be careful that the cashmere is 100% cashmere. Then next we have silk, and I love silk. I'm a total addict to silk. Silk shirts, if you can invest in quality clothing like one silk shirt or even a silk pillowcase. I'm a firm believer of silk pillowcases, and that has really helped improve just my skin barrier overall, and also my hair, because I did struggle with a lot of hair loss during my TSW days. And I have to say that having that silk pillowcase, that cool texture to go to sleep in, just has that little touch of luxury, and at the same time I really do think there's a lot of skin benefits with silk. Next up we have alpaca. Now alpaca can be a little bit tricky for some people. It is a type of wool, but obviously it comes from the alpaca animal. So alpaca is much finer, and I tend to also layer up alpaca, but I do like it as a much finer knit over cashmere. And then lastly we have linen, and linen is ideal for those of us who live in hot countries because it is one of the most breathable fabrics, and typically you wear linen loose. So you have linen white trousers or linen floaty shirts or dresses, and linen has a really brilliant way of actually deflecting that heat, keeping you nice and cool. Now this might work extremely well for those of us with TSW who've got that burning sensation on their skin. So do check out linen and see if it's something that might work for you as well. So typically I work out about 3 to 4 times a week. I do yoga twice a week, and then I try to run, and then I try to do tennis. I also try to do the Fit On workout programs as many times a week as I possibly can, just working on my core area. So I do tend to sweat a fair bit during the week, and particularly when it comes to yoga, I really want to be as comfortable as possible because we are in some, you know, rather unpredictable positions, and I just want to make sure that my clothing will not only stand up to the workout but also keep me comfortable without me having the aggravation of my own sweat bothering me and without having the fabric causing any irritation either. So those are my two primary things when I'm picking my workout wear. And very kindly, Cotton Comforts, and I'll put their details down below for you guys, have sent me some products, and I have to say this cotton is really luxurious. It's an organic cotton, it's formaldehyde free, there's no nasties, no toxic chemicals, there's no unnecessary toxic dyes either. So I'm really happy, and they sent me a bra which I'm going to show you now because this bra is really phenomenal. Like, I've had no problems. I've been wearing it for the last 3 days. I literally just cannot get it off me. It literally is a slip-on, so there's no buckles or bits at the back, hooks or anything like that that's going to bother me. There's no tags whatsoever all the way around the band. And then here, the most amazing part of it is that you get to actually regulate the bra at the front rather than the back. So if you're doing, you know, any exercises which involves you rolling backwards, it's not going to bother you, and then at the same time it's just so much easier to regulate. I don't know why all bras don't make the regulation here at the front, the adjustment straps are here at the front rather than the back, because it just makes sense, right? If you're sitting in a chair or driving, I can feel those all the time, whereas if they're in the front, they're not bothering me at all. So this is really perfect, and you can go ahead and check out their website as they come in a bunch of different colors. So these are the 3/4 length leggings, which I absolutely adore. They're super soft, but they're still very versatile and strong. I can do quite a lot of movement with these, which is great. Sorry, I'm not super flexible, but yeah, I think the breathable material makes all the difference, because typically if I've done a yoga class, I would be needing to take off my workout wear like immediately, because otherwise I feel like I'm going to start sweating in this area. And these I wore to yoga this morning, and I still got them on because I just don't want to take them off. So go ahead and check out Cotton Comfort's website, and if there's anything that you are interested in, go ahead and use my discount code Layla15 for a 15% discount. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with this fabric, so I really think they are worth checking out, especially for underwear, because I think underwear is something that I think we all really struggle with, in finding something as comfortable to wear as possible, and knowing that a product's completely organic and hasn't had any toxic chemicals run through the fabric, then I think all the better. So then it's kind of like peace of mind that, you know, your skin is in the right hands. So talking of hands, Cotton Comfort also sent me some beautiful cotton organic gloves as well, and this is for those of us who've got really open wounds on our hands and we really need to protect them from all the exterior elements, and at the same time you can do a moisture treatment and then put the gloves on at night time so that your hands can start to really penetrate your products. Alongside it, they also sent me a lovely Manuka honey hydration moisturizer, which, oh my god, it's like butter, you guys. It's just so buttery. You know, some of these Manuka honey products can be really waxy. This is not one of those. It's so soft and it's so smooth, and I'm just going to show you now. Like, it's literally like, it's like that. You see, it just separates so beautifully. And you can just see I've just got quite a lot on now. I'm gonna have to do it halfway up my arm, but a little goes a long way. I could just put a ton on actually. But it's really buttery. It doesn't pull the skin. It's really gentle, and it just absorbs beautifully. So it's like almost really light, because you know me, I don't really like my heavy moisturizers. For those of you who watch my channel already, you know I don't really like thick, heavy creams that I have to stretch down my skin. This one just glides, and it's really beautiful. So I'm really happy with that, and I would definitely go ahead and then put these gloves on and either have them, you know, as protection around the house or out and about, or have them at night time as a treatment. I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put these on for you guys so you can see. It's a very thin cotton once again. That's a really thin, beautiful cotton. And there you go. I'll do my hand night treatment. And then, you know, in the morning you'll have those beautiful soft hands, and then you'll start to see some of those cuts and wounds starting to really heal themselves. And also it prevents you from scratching in the night. I think that's also one of the ultimate benefits of these types of gloves, is that you won't be attacking yourself at the night. I know some of you do your nails, but all the same, like my varnish can come off quite easily, or I can actually bite it off sometimes in the night. I used to do that. And so having a pair of gloves like these, which are super soft and breathable, and you can obviously do your treatment with them, I think is just ideal. So go ahead and check out that code down below if you're interested in getting some of these. That is it from me, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. I'm so sorry about the weather. I've had to use lighting everywhere today. The storm is rolling in and I'm gonna take cover. See you guys next week. Bye for now.